Spartans, I'm Shadow5000 and welcome to episode 19 of RCT3 Let's Play 2014. And today, as you can see clearly on your screens, we are building coaster number 2. And seeing as it is me and I hold the record for the largest wooden coaster on YouTube, it was only fitting I decided to build one. Also, I wanted to build one because Silver I did one and it was absolutely awesome. Though I did just have one problem when I was building this. The lag was ridiculous. So after that I kind of deleted it because I wasn't really happy with the placement, so I decided to move it all over. So I got the same station again, same height. Well, I wanted to drop to be on this side, but the rest of the coaster to be hidden behind the lift. I also kind of wanted it to be in the middle. Ignore that. That was just my phone. So right here, I was just building our drop again, just kind of gradually getting steeper and more banked as it progresses. Then I was leveling it back out just as it came down, and so far I thought this was looking quite awesome. The only problem was it was lagging so much. There's about a 2 to 3 second delay every time I tried to place a piece. So I tried that and then realised I couldn't do that, so I had to keep it at the third bank setting. So I decided to bank it off, level off the bank and then level out the hill. So convenient enough, when it dropped, it was right underneath the lift. So I decided to take it straight into a hill and kind of lay out. I mean, I'm not entirely sure the layout, I could make it longer, but now I look about it, it's actually quite a decent length, but talking it's just under 2 minutes. Seeing as I believe that's your average length of a kind of smallish coaster. Anyway, so I was building this and wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but it didn't help that the lag was completely ridiculous. So that was giving me some grief, but I was making progress nonetheless. Even so, I knew kind of what I wanted, but I think I'm going to have to scratch my idea of having paths interlocking with the whole thing, but I might still be able to do it. It just might be tricky. I'll see what I can do. I just want have the queue line kind of weaving through the whole thing. Problem is I kind of got the coaster doing the same thing. So right here I decided I wasn't happy with this turn, I wanted it bigger. Just make it taller. I kind of wanted a low profile, fast moving coaster, if that makes sense. So I got this, I'm not sure about the little blip there, but even in Vegas this is lagging like mad. Like it's like 1 frame every 3 seconds and it's jumping. It's just ridiculous. Hopefully this isn't quite lagging as bad on your screens. So, seeing as we're on the subject of obviously this, I want to bring something up. I've got for the final montage. The final video, which is kind of the showcase thing. It's how I'm generally going to run it is montage of the whole thing and then kind of montage of each area in turn. Well, with the coasters. But for the main montage, well, there are 3 pieces I have in consideration. This is one of them, Requiem for a Dream. The other backing in this video, I don't know if you can, well, that's coming later, but I don't know if you can hear this right now. But Requiem for a Dream is one of the ones I have in consideration. With good reason. If you've ever been to an England, well, for those of you who don't know, if you've ever been to an England rugby game, you know the music they play when England run out? Yeah, it's that. It's also the music they use in the Top Gear Polar Special. So right here I was just placing these and trying to get a good alignment. Because I wanted to try and have an overbank turn, so I kind of wanted it overlapping over itself, but it turned out that eventually it wasn't going to be a possible. Well, actually it could have been actually, but it was just lagging so much. It was just ridiculous. So I was quite liking the turn I had here, but eventually I was just like, is it actually going to make it? I think I probably could have done it with medium curves. I might modify the layout off screen. But let me say, the lag, even when I wasn't running the recorder, was just ridiculous. Like, I tried to turn the brake runs. Normally it takes me like 15 seconds on a normal B&M coaster. On this it took me 3 times that long. It was utterly ridiculous. So right here I was just leveling off the hill that we had going. So I decided to do a slightly tighter turn at the top, and then got back into the longer turn. But so kind of this whole cycling thing, but then turns out I wasn't happy with the alignment because I got it crossing over itself. I didn't want peeps losing their heads. This thing's going to be a complete bitch to support. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this title The Dreaded Wooden... Yeah, the title of this episode is The Dreaded Wooden Coaster. Because, I mean, it's me. I was always going to do one. Sorry, I was looking, what can I do with this? So it's like, you know, well, I want to turn. I want to have it kind of flying over the two bends that we have there. But, well, I tried lining it up. Well, I tried to have it lining up going underneath there, just kind of have it fly over the kind of turn up to the large overbank. But in the end, I was just building and I was thinking, is that really going to work? So instead, at some points, well, if the lag would allow me, geez, the lag in Vegas is ridiculous. So in the end, I decided to instead take it under that second hill and have the bank turn coming up around the outside, so it's kind of like an interlocking thing. I thought it looked pretty cool. So anyway, and this is the music I'm also considering. For those of you who are old Silverette subscribers, then you may recognise this from B&M's Sit Down Charlemagne, or please, can someone tell me how you pronounce that, because I have no clue. But anyway, it's by Two Steps from Hell. It's called Thingamajig, Undying Love. So tell me which piece you like, obviously, but also I'm considering a piece by Noise Storm called Let It Roar. So if you think that would be good, then just let me know in the comments, obviously. I do like to have user inputs, obviously, because it just makes the whole thing a little more interesting. So anyway, I was just having a straight thing across the two turns. And I decided that's boring. So instead I decided to do like a little trough, then just bring it, then have a kind of boomerang loop curve. Also, can someone please explain to me why in Theme Park Studio they call Cobra rolls boomerangs? I will never understand it. But anyway, so the coaster was continuing. I was just having this last drop here, and then I had one final curve. Jeez, how am I going to support this thing with a lag? Well, it's just the processing power for this CT. Look, this is the wooden CT from the PEP Europa Park add-on 2. Seriously, just get both add-ons. They've got some of the best custom tracks you'll find, that you can find in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So right here, I just had this last drop coming down here. So I was just trying to decide what kind of curves I wanted, and decided to go for the larger of my two options. Now I thought that's a bit of a long brake run, so I decided instead to delete all that flat part and put in one last bit of airtime. I was looking back at the stats later, and there was about 28 seconds of airtime on this coaster, which I was just like, okay. So I was doing this last hill and placing the brakes, but I thought that's quite a short brake run, so I decided to make the hill a little bit smaller, just 2 squares shorter. Anyway, I had to level it out so the height was right. So I had those placed, and then did the last curve and the final block brakes. Right, I was done. Next episode, or maybe in 3 weeks' time, we begin the supports for this thing. Wish me luck.